Um, One day I was finished teaching hula at Kapiolani Community College, and Joseph Keolana is going to pull up his red truck and give me a lift home. And he said, "Hey, I met somebody today." I said, "Who you met?" "Oh, this lady. She lived around the corner from um, from uh, from the place. She was howly looking." I said, "And what?" She said, she looked at me. She goes, "Who are you? I haven't seen you around here before." And Joe said, "I don't know what this howly was talking to me like that for." I said, "What's her name?" "Oh, Betty." And she was saying something like, "Oh, her father was this great chanter and hula master." But she howly. I said, "What's her father's name?" So he said, Joseph ʻīlālāʻole. I said, "ʻīlālāʻole." He said, "That's the name." I said, "Shut up, there's a real man." And he knows stuff. He does. "No," I said. And then he said, and I told her that you teach hula. I said, "Well, you gotta go tell her all kinds of stuff for." He said, "Oh, she wants to see you. And she wants to see a hula class dance." I said, "Oh, Joe," I said, "Stop it." And so I was wrapping up the semester. I was ending it. And so what had happened was the class learned 4 dances. And so he had brought the neighbor Betty. And I never met her before. And she was going to be a howly lady. And so I had told the class, "Oh, this is our neighbor," all this kind of stuff. And so the class, I pa'i'd, and they danced. And they did their hula nohos, and they did 4 dances in all. And so when the class was finished, she was sitting in a chair. And she said she was very pleased with what she saw. And she said, "I have a gift for you, Kimo." And she had this photograph. She said, "This is the last photograph that was taken of my papa, Joseph Keli'i Kui Kamoku, ʻīlālāʻole o Kamehameha." And she said, I want you to have it." And then she told me something very interesting. She said, "What I saw your class dance, I learned those same dances and chants in the 1930s. And she said, nothing was changed. The footwork, the hands, the pa'i, the leo, the tunes, all the chants, said nothing was changed." She said, "Who is your teacher?" And I told her it was Adeline Nani Maunu Pauli. She said, "I know Adeline. We grew up together." She said, "I'm from Kapahulu too." She said, "My papa lived on Lucky Mau Street in Kapahulu." And so she said, the Maunu Pauls lived there further up. I said, "Yeah, on Ho'olulu Street." And they all went to Sacred Heart School. And so she said, those are the same things that she had learned. She said, "I want you to come over to my house." And when Joe comes, I said, "Okay." And so I went to her house when I was supposed to, knock on her door. You know the kind of door, get the screen and then get the door inside. Okay. So knock on the door. So she opens the inside door. Oh, and then she looked, and then she shuts the door. I'm thinking, what kind is he invite us over and he shut the door? And I said, "Okay." And then in a few moments, she opens the door again, and she says, "Come in." So we open the door, and we walked inside. She said, "Look to your left," and on the wall, she had this big picture. Was an ink pen drawing of her father. She said, "This is my father, my papa." She said, "If he did not have a smile on his face, I wouldn't let you in. But Papa is smiling. Come in." So look at the picture of the going in. Huh? Oh, I tell you, that's why I say, even though they're gone, they're still here. Yeah. So we're sitting down and talking. Then she goes in the corner of her apartment. She had all these, kind of yarn, kind of ilima lace, all that kind. She goes and there's a pile of this stuff, and she takes it off, and she brings this ipu out, this ipu heke. She goes, "This ipu belonged to my papa. It's 105 years old." Yeah. She said, "Here." I don't like touch them, huh? She goes, "No, here, touch it, hold it." So, okay. She goes, "Hit it." I don't like hit it. So 105 years old. I don't want to touch it. So I'm just saying, and I scared. And then so she tells me, "No, go and putty with it. Go and putty. So I said, okay. Then I get a little bit more brave. I said, hey, this Ipu got a pretty good kani. She said, this Ipu don't kani for nobody. She said, I had other people putty this Ipu and it wouldn't sound for them. She said, this Ipu don't kani for nobody. I said, wow, this is too much. Yeah. And so what she told me was, her papa was smiling the Ipu and kani. You know, Hawaiians, we look for these signs, yeah. She said, I want to teach you what Adeline Lee didn't teach you. And she said, I'm going to ask Pat Bacon, if she would teach you what I can't remember. Because they were Hula sisters in the 1930s with ʻīlālāʻole. Yeah, it was Betty Atkinson, who am I talking about? Elizabeth Hi'ilanivai Atkinson. And she was like the lead pupil for her father's classes. And then there was Auntie Pat. And then Kawena Pukui also took hula from ʻīlālāʻole. As Auntie Pat explained it, he was a cousin on one side of the family and an uncle on another side of the family. And we understand how those things go when you're in Hawaii, yeah? Yeah. But Mama Betty Atkinson, and I call her Mama because when she passed away, she listed me as one of her Hanai sons so that I can carry on her papa's hulas. And her mother, ʻīlālāʻole married her mother. That was a second marriage for the both of them. So they never had children, but Mama Betty was like his daughter because she was very, very young when she came into his life, and he just loved her so much. And so that's how I came into the ʻīlālāʻole's life, more so. But I wanted to go over this dance because now I'm beginning to think about the hulas, and I wanted to do a little bit more with them. So I called Auntie Pat. Auntie Pat, I have this hula that Adeline Lee learned from Kawena Pukui folks in, 1950s. And I want to know if I'm doing it correctly. She goes, oh, what hula is that? I said, oh, Kanani Ha'ena. She said, oh, I didn't learn that, but come up, I can tell you. So I hang up and I go, oh, she knows. She didn't even learn this dance. Maybe she's like on free hula show, I don't know. So I take my ipu, I go up to her house, knock on her door, oh yeah, come inside. So she goes on the sofa, she goes, okay, go on. So I go on her carpet, and I'm putting and I'm dancing and I'm chanting and blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the dance, I go, hey, no, Emma Lani. And then I look at her, and then she just goes, yeah, that sounds and looks correct. I said, okay. Now, Auntie Pat, I need to ask you, if you didn't learn this dance, how you know it's correct? She told me something very, very profound, and it's going to start me on a new journey. She said, that's an ʻīlālāʻole tune, and those are ʻīlālāʻole motions. So I thought to myself, wow, that's what I think we mean as lineage. Yeah, there's a distinct lineage to these hulas. They have different hula movements and a different style in their leo. And so that started with me on my journey, really, to go and find out more about these hulas and where they came from. And then learning more and more about Mr. ʻīlālāʻole just kept on intriguing me. I was, in preparation for talking to all of you, it started to make me think about ʻīlālāʻole, who was born in 1873, right here in Puna, near the Ka'u border. This man is the great-great-great-grandson of King Alapa'i Nui. That's how come we have so many of our Kamehameha chants and dances today. It's through ʻīlālāʻole. And so when people do certain dances and chants that I know came from ʻīlālāʻole, and I see it, I said, that's a Xerox copy of a hula. They only took words, but that's all they know. They didn't learn the dance or anything else. They just took words. And thank goodness for the Xerox machine. Otherwise, plenty of people are not going to teach hula today. No, that's true, because every halal hula has a repertory. And And when it comes to the ʻīlālāʻole dances and chants, I know what those are. And when I see it and it's not danced or chanted in that way, I know they're making up their own, but they needed the words. Yeah? But we were always taught, yeah, don't make up your own, because spooky things going to happen. And I've heard all the stories, you know, people's legs breaking, any kind of, I don't want that to happen. That's why I never changed as much as I don't make purposeful changes, yeah, to the hulas, because I'm still scared of that stuff, yeah. And so I respect their work. And I got to thinking about just one dance in particular that we're going to focus on for the next several minutes. And this is the hula ʻula no veo. And I think all of you who've been around in hula for a while know ʻula no veo. ʻula no veo was a stock hula. In other words, if you entered a hula school in the latter part of the 19th century, you had to learn ʻula no veo, because it taught you how to hela properly. And it taught you the ki'i vavai, the lele uehe. And when ʻīlālāʻole does the lele uehe, he does it literally as a lele uehe. You just lele and uehe. There's no more tap. Yeah, step tap uehe or step brush uehe. Yeah, it's just literally a lele and a uehe. So ʻula no veo has a function when you're doing it. And other stock hulas were kawika, to teach you how to kaholo. Yeah, move your kikala. Lili ue, so you learn how to uehe. Yeah, these are all functional hulas. To learn the uli uli, everybody learn he'e, yeah? Yeah, to shake the uli. Nani vale nahala, you can use the pu'ili. And if you folks learned all these hulas, you took hula a long time ago. Yeah, and especially if you call the kaholo a vamp. Yeah, well, you vamp to the right, yeah, and you vamp to the left, yeah. Then you step down, throw, and kick, and quarter turn to the right. Yeah, yeah. That's how hula was taught. Yeah, yeah. Point right, point left. Yeah, and then later on, we better start calling them by the Hawaiian names. Yeah. Then they would start to say kaholo. What kaholo? Vamp, kaholo. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're gonna go through this evolution. Yeah. Back in the 1970s, we're gonna use Hawaiian names now. Yeah. That's interesting. But I wanted to think about ʻula no veo because this dance is novel in that it is descriptive of color and mood. You know, when you look at a good hula chant to do dancing to, you look at the words and you want to choose a melody that has concrete movements. Oh, you know, have pua, makani, kai, and you know, all this kind, yeah. But when you have like ʻula no veo, what is that? How is that? Ula, red, yeah? And a no veo, bright red. That's what it's usually translated as. ʻīlālāʻole is interesting because it's ʻula no veo. We're going to do it as a hula paipu. The opening movement is this way, ʻula no veo. And it always intrigued me why he did this. You know, why he not do this? You know, because when you're in hula, whenever in doubt, you do this. Yeah? And when you cannot do this, you do this. Oh, and you can do this too. That's what we call your nothing motions, yeah? It's nothing but you're prettier. But yeah, he started like this. Then one afternoon in Nanakuli, it hit me. One afternoon. I was in my yard. I think I was wandering in the yard or something. And I looked around the valley. That whole valley. The whole valley, the sky, the earth, the trees, everything. It turned orange. It was phenomenal. Did you ever see that? Yeah. I went, this is what ʻula no veo is. That's why he does it like this. Yeah. The earth responds, yeah, to the reflection of the sun that's reflecting. And we have ʻula no veo la laik kapua ka'ilima. And I always saw translation, you know, the sun glows nice on the ʻilima blossoms. That's not what it is. The whole world takes on the color of ʻilima. I said, this is what this man knew. And this is how he interprets hula from his experiences of what he feels in a Hawaiian world as a Hawaiian would feel it. And then the second verse, he does akalaya o nohili. You folks been out to nohili on Kauai? You know, it's in Mana, and it's very dry out there. But in the old days, had a lot of awai. You know, people lived out there because you had the awai. You can grow taro and other things. And so ʻīlālāʻole does the movement here, akalaya o nohili. And he does it over here because in Hawaiian, this is called your lai, your forehead. But then he knows that nohili is there at a place. And a lai is also a point of land. So he uses the whole extent, the fullness of words. Then he describes there at the point of nohili. And then the next word is auwai. And we know what an auwai is, yep? Those wonderful irrigation ditches. And so this is descriptive of Kauai and the Mana side at a time that's removed from us. But he does his movement, akalaya ona ka'auwailana, and the hand passes this way. Because he knows that this is called the aulima. The auwai and the aulima. Isn't that beautiful, yeah? How he connects the use of language and the concept. Ka'auwailana na ka'avapuhi. And the next verse is ua ike vale. Ike vale is easily seen. And so he uses something that is not traditionally Hawaiian. But you can easily see something through a telescope. And so his movement is like this. But you got to be careful because sometimes I always tell me you have to look to your right eye and close your left. But you know, guess what? They're closing the right eye. I said, how are you going to see anything? You folks had hula students like that. Yeah, if we teach hula, yeah? A little bit different. But that's how he does ike vale, the use of a telescope. Yeah. And he uses the very, very old movement for rain. And it's like this, his wavy hand. Yeah? Rain is like that. This is a modern movement, you know. That's why every time I used to judge hula contests, and I don't like to judge those anymore, and I look at the hula kaiko section, I can tell whether these are old movements or not. Yeah, you can tell, yeah. It didn't rain like this modern, eh? Yeah. But he does the old, yeah, ikaua lokula, and then a'ohana leila. And one thing about ʻīlālāʻole's hula, any word that feels, or any kind of feeling that feels good, that movement is going to come back to the dancer, him or herself. So sometimes, even like in the hula noho kala'au, you know, you go tap in and out, then in, out, in. And a lot of people think, oh, that's so boring. You can jazz it up. I said, no, the philosophy behind that is the hula come from you, you give it out, and you have to bring it back to you. It's like a checking account, hon. You keep giving it back. Ole kala, ho'opio no ka electricity. Yeah? Yeah, but dude, I think these are the subtleties that we forget, you know, these concepts behind hula. There's a reason for it, yeah? So, you know, all those wonderful things, you bring it back to yourself. And ʻīlālāʻole knew that. And then the next verse is lipo lipo. That's another word that is not a physical description. It's more of a feeling. Lipo lipo, when you go into the forest and it's deep and dark and it feels damp and cool. You've always been there. Yeah, or you forgot. Yeah. But lipo lipo. And this one, ʻīlālāʻole, is this kind of feeling right here. Feel good, eh? You know, especially on a hot day, and the wind comes, and it come under your underarms. Yeah, you folks know, yeah, feel good, eh? That's right, lipo lipo. And then it's just describe the forest, a'o kanahele. And one thing about ʻīlālāʻole too, there's a use of space. And so he opens up the forest, the kanahele, in front of your eyes. That's where you see it. Any movement that goes above your head, is a movement that is going to denote the gods and the goddesses or the ali'i because of their high rank here. Everything else is going to be down here. Even when ʻīlālāʻole does the lay motion is right here. It don't go above the head. Yeah, it's here because the lay is here. So that's why too when I used to judge the hula, and when they do the hula olapa, they go like this. Yeah, so, you know. Yeah, yeah. Or how the old time, yeah. But he was smart, the ʻīlālāʻole. Yeah, the forest is right here. Yeah, and then it's a forest of ho'ohia. And so he goes up to that wonderful enchanted place. And again, the hands stop there in front of your eyes. And a lot of times, his last verse, ha'ina, not every hula, but the ha'ina just merely, the hands just go here. And then usually there's a amikuku, and then it goes back here this way. And so that's ʻīlālāʻole's way of saying, well, you know, we're going to let the words speak for themselves. You know what ha'ina ia mai ana kapuwana? You don't have to go. You know, too much going on, yeah? Yeah, for a while, yeah, just listen to the words. And ha'ina, yeah, that's all. Isn't that lovely? It's so elegant, yeah? It's lovely. That's why I fell in love with ʻīlālāʻole's philosophy behind hulas. And taking a dance like Ula Novale and how he did it. Well, you're going to get to see that dance right now. You'll be, I'm not dancing, so already did dance. I'm over here huffing and puffing. No, we're going to bring, I'm going to share with you this wonderful, wonderful young man over here. His name is Frank Ka'iuokalani Damas. Come, Frank. You know he's born and bred Wai'anae. No, and you cannot tell. He's going to start his PhD program. He needs a kala. We're going to have umeke set up by, you see where it says exit? So don't be hila now. One thing about ʻīlālāʻole is, this is wonderful. Okay, when they had their graduation, their uniki, I had given them instructions on what to wear and you know how to make their clothes and stuff. And so I instructed them to go to City Mill and buy these paints. And some of them had asked me, oh, we'd have to go into the mountains and get kukui. And I said, no. ʻīlālāʻole used paint. Yeah. And you know what? You can wash this and it's not going to come off. You're going to use kukui suit and all that. You can wash. Yeah, you ever get spilled paint on your clothes and you wash it never came off, right? That's how smart ʻīlālāʻole is. Or they use crayon. You folks ever use crayon on fabric and put the iron on top? Yeah, that's how they did it in the old days. That's true. And for lace, you know, I told Auntie Pat told me one time, oh yeah, you know, we used to get mahogany leaves by Kalakau Avenue. I said, oh my gosh, you folks had to climb those trees. She said, in the 1930s, the trees were short. But you know, they use crepe paper too, and maybe put weeping willow inside. My favorite is mock orange. Usually we use mock orange. Plumeria, that's my favorite. And this morning I went to Sophie's at the airport. She was the only one really, but I like Sophie's. First been to Sophie's. Okay, Sophie's auntie is Queenie Ventura Dowsett. Sophie was Queenie's mother. Yeah, so go to Sophie. Yeah, I do. And then this morning, you know, us Hawaiians, all the whole Islanders, I said, she goes, what you looking for? I said, plumeria. She said, oh, I got these over here. I said, oh, and she says, yeah, we hardly get this red plumeria. I said, yeah, that's the Hilo beauty. Oh, that's the ones I need. I'm going to Hilo. That's the whole Ilona. Yeah, that's right, yeah. But we like to wear things sweet to sweeten up the hula. And that's ʻīlālāʻole's philosophy. Make pretty, make sweet. And you don't have to go inside the mountains and go make palapalai and all this kind and ohialehu. You know, you can put all the prettiest lace on in the whole world. You can have the prettiest lace on and your dancing still sucks. That's right, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, your dancing still going to be ugly. You get all the palapalai, all perky, everything, and you still don't know how to dance. Yeah? Yeah. And so, this is how he is dressed, yeah? And that's the ʻīlālāʻole philosophy behind it too. Because the hula is awana. We didn't learn hula with the kuahu. It's a different kind of hula. But this is the kind of hula we do. And I think it's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay. So I'm going to present Frank with Ula Noveo. Okay. Okay. Ho makau kau. Ula no me ola la e kala e lai kapua ili malai. Ula no me ola la e kala e lai kapua ili malai. Akala he ono hilila ka uwa hila nalai ka wapu hilai. Akala he ono hilila ka awaila nala tawa puhilai. Ua ike vale oelai taua lokulai o hanale ilai. Ua ike vale oelai taua lokulai o hanale ilai. Ua lipo lipo walela o kana helela o ho hiela. Ua lipo lipo walela o kana helela o ho hiela. Ina mai kapua nalai no kamoha ilai no hei no alai. Ina mai kapua nalai no kamoha ila no hei no ala e ala e ala e ai e hi e hi e. Mahalo.